Hey, what's going on, you guys? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. This is your girl, Kwamia, but for those that cannot pronounce my name, call me Q, Qual, either Queen. I am your host from Pillow Talk with the Tea podcast, as well as the founder, CEO, and the creator. Tonight is going to be an amazing show. Tonight is going to be a short show. It's going to be an amazing show, but a short show because you guys, some of you guys may know, some of you guys may not know. I'm currently in Tennessee filming season 2 of Soul Sisters reality show. So of course I had to come downstairs. Behind me you see our private movie theater. So but I'm going to bring on to the ladies, and tonight's show and episode is going to be support. It's free. We're going to talk about basically support, about how free it is, and the fact that as a people, we should be able to end up supporting one another. So let me just bring the ladies on. I see them in the building. And hello everyone that's coming. The noise, but you know, it's amazing noise. It's laughter, it's love, it's joy. So of course, again, tonight's show is going to be a very deep, in-depth conversation, but a deep, in-depth conversation that's going to be very short. But so we have the amazing, beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes. Enchanted. So be able to introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are, because you've never been over to Pillow Talk with the Tea podcast.
I know.
I know, right?
Yes. So, yes, everyone. Hi, my name is Enchantress Carter. I am the creator and podcast host of Enchanted Soul Radio. I started my podcast back in November of 2020, basically to discuss topics to get us closer to healing and growing in the community.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So I believe AJ is supposed to join us. Hopefully she could join us. But tonight's show, of course, is going to be, not as long. It's going to be short, like basically
Okay.
to 9:30, because I am in Tennessee filming season 2 of the Soul Sister reality show. And
that's so exciting.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So, of course, as you see, tonight's topic is called support. It's free. When you basically hear that about support, or you hear anybody talk about support, what does support actually mean to you?
Oh, that's a good question. To me, support, a lot of people will normally kind of gravitate towards financial, but I think just overall, like support in its totality, emotional support, being positive, being providing like a safe space for me to be who I am. Also, I talked about this, I think, on a post yesterday, but kind of speaking on me even when I'm not in the room. So if I know Queen does catering for whatever reason, and someone is speaking about it, I'm going to say, oh, I know Queen, let me give you her information. Yes. That's like a form of support. So I think that's always a good trait to have.
Absolutely. And I like the fact that you say, just speaking of you or speaking about you to someone when you're not even in the room with the person, not even in the same space or either state. Just the fact that you have people that see your work, appreciate your work, and support your work, and actually say, hey, I know such and such that do this. And that's one thing I feel like as a people, and I hate that when it comes to the people like us. But,
I know.
But we gotta call a thing, because it is what it is, So because I feel like we are one of the cultures or communities that's very lack when it comes to support.
Yeah.
And I'm not hoping that during the 3 years that we at least get together, or the 3 years actually taught us something that they won't, so we need to, because if we don't, nobody will. But I definitely feel like, but I also feel like when it comes to that, I feel like more than likely when somebody speak about me in a room, and it's sad to say, I feel like my soul sisters, for instance, or my family members who do support my show or don't even watch my show but still support it and be like, hey, my niece got a podcast, go check it out. Or my mom don't even know how to work social media, but guarantee you she gonna mention to say that my daughter have a show, she doing this, she doing that. And like I also feel like when it comes to that, I don't know, but I feel like people like that would do that for you, need to be more loyal to you, close to you, to someone that don't know you. And it's kind of backwards because it's like in business they tell you don't depend on your family and friends to support you or buy your products because they want a stranger would. But when it comes to announcing you, putting your resume out, and speaking up, the opposite. And it's just so weird because it's like, what? That's just so crazy.
It is. It really is.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I have the same thing. When I first started my podcast, it was like the first couple of weeks, family and friends was like, oh, sis got a podcast, sis got a podcast. And then that's when the strangers came aboard. The family kind of fell off. And then now the family is kind of coming back in a little bit. So it's strange. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like that it's set up that way.
Exactly. Of course, my girl AJ came in the
Hey. What's up? Hi, everybody.
Yes.
Hey.
How are you, queens?
I'm doing amazing. I can't complain. I'm in the beautiful Smoky Mountains, baby.
I love it. I love that for you.
So just introduce yourself to the Pillow Talk with the Tea family, because you've never been over here, but of course I've been over there to the boom so they can be able to get a feel of you.
Okay. I'm AJ Badass Jones. I am the host of the Pum Pum Chronicles podcast. I am Jamaican Canadian, born in Jamaica, spent part of my life there and the rest of my life in Canada. Recently migrated to the US, to Virginia. Kind of liking down here. It's a little bit slow in country, but everything in life have to change sometimes. Sometimes you have to slow things down. I drop a new episode weekly. The podcast is on sex, love, relationships, and everything in between, with a little bit of Jamaican breaking down certain cultural things. And, I feel like Caribbean sex is different than North American sex because we just have different ideas. So we just, we talk freely over there, different guests and so on and so forth. And the podcast is on all platforms where you can find podcasts.
Absolutely. So, of course, tonight's topic we talking about support is free. So when people say support, what does that actually mean to you?
What does support mean to me?
Yes.
For me, the biggest thing is having people that I trust and love that check me when I'm starting to go off the rails. And why I mean that is, like, I never want to be that person that has a huge ego where, somebody that I don't know can't ask me a question or talk to me or, have a civilized, decent conversation with everybody that I come across. I never want to get to a point in my life where I don't value, like, the little people, as they say. So for me, support is having people around me who love me enough to tell me if am I allowed to swear? I just need to know, because I cussed on my side, but no, but like, we get respect, we have to ask, right? Because I'm gonna know stuff. What I was saying. Sorry. But yeah, like, I need people to tell me when I'm fucking up, not just when I'm doing good. I don't need yes men around me, but people who are real and love me enough to say, like, cut the shit. What are you doing? Support is also having people that I trust, that I can bounce ideas off, that I know are not going to, like, take my ideas and do some disrespectful shit, like make it their own, and where there's going to be a fight and litigation and all these things. I don't know, just having people who allow me to be me, not the public figure, not the podcaster, not AJ Badass Jones, but just allow me to be the regular me.
Absolutely. So in regards to that, we was also speaking about people supporting you, but also supporting you in a way that when you're not in the room. But I was telling Queen here, I feel like sometimes people to do that, I feel like they have to be more loyal to you in order to do that. Because I get that with people that's more loyal to me, that really care about what I'm doing, support me what I'm doing, even if they tune in or not, if they, you know, they may give me a like or here and there, whatever, but they do believe and see what I'm actually doing.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like that would come from a lot of non-people that don't really know too much close about you. I don't know. Do you feel that way sometimes, or do you feel that way at all?
For me, it's a little bit different. Like, I get a lot of support from people that I don't actually know, but who have listened to the podcast, who have maybe, like, you know, watched my YouTube channel, who kind of pay attention to what I'm doing. I've had people that I've never met and never even had a conversation with, but I know that they're there and I know that they're present because they're always like liking, commenting, sharing, and so on and so forth. And just even in terms of monetary support, I've had monetary support from people that I don't know, that I've never met, versus like family who know that I have like merch, family who know that I have, like, you know, all the different things that I do. Them
Yeah.
not buy not one blood clot. Them not buy nothing. Nothing. And you know what, really though, it doesn't even have to be financial support, but like repost my shit. Hype me up when I'm not there. Tell somebody about, hey, there, you know, I know such and she la la la. And I do have people who genuinely do that because I'm terrible doing it for myself. Like if I'm in a room like, hey, I have a podcast. I don't do that, right? But somebody that is with me that loves me, they'll do that kind of thing. But yeah, family, I don't know. Family, I feel like family want to know that you've reached top tier of success before they'll be like, yeah, that's my daughter. Yeah, that's my
Yeah, and
oh, you know, she's been doing this from she was 3 years old. And
exactly.
hi, when I was struggling the last 5 years eating crackers on Watsa and Kool-Aid mix, like, where were you with all this? Now all of a sudden you want to hype me up? Don't do it.
Yes.
And see, and because this is what I was saying to her, because I was saying, like, when it comes to business, for some reason, it's like people, they say in business, because I'm a business major, and they say normally when you do business, don't even look at family and friends to buy your products or to support you at all, because they won't. They want you to go to the mountain, go to the mountaintop, go to the, you know, the lakes and the seas and rivers and the forests before they even buy a first product. They ask you about it, they question about it, but they won't purchase it. And it's just so that's why I have that mentality of, like, I feel like people that before I go to that route, it just seemed like my thing, it just reverse is the opposite way when it comes to somebody supporting you that don't end up basically knowing you, that when you're not in the room. And listen, I definitely I appreciate it. If you speaking about me and you talking about me and I'm not in the room, because like I said, I have my soul sisters and I have my, you know, my real sisters and my spirit sisters who would do that, will speak me up, have an interview for me, have things done for me, or whatever the case may be. And it was like, oh, Q, I set this up for you. This person going to call you, da 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 da. And I'm like, okay, thank you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that only comes from people who genuinely really rocks with you. And I'm not saying that people that do follow Pillow Talk with the Tea podcast don't rock with me and do not, you know, fuck with me at all. I'm just talking about from the angle of the fact is, like, speaking of supporting me while I'm not in the room, and you running down my resume to somebody because you may overheard to say somebody looking for a podcast, somebody looking for an MC or a host or whatever, and you know immediately, oh, Q is that person, or AJ is or whatever the case may be. But my thing is, I just feel like support should come over around. It shouldn't be half-assed. Don't do it because don't say, oh, I like you, so I'm gonna support you, but because you make me mad, I'm not gonna support you.
Right.
And I feel like that's what our people do. Our people does that. And I see it a lot in social media.
Yeah, I also feel, Q, piggybacking off of that, sometimes I do believe that someone has to, like, rock with you, but then sometimes your fans can just get to know and love you, and because you're being so vulnerable and transparent through your work, and they feel like they know you. You know how with some celebrities, like I tell everybody, Oprah, my best friend, never met her in my life or whatever, but but she's vulnerable enough where I feel like I know her, so I'll support her stuff, even though she don't even need my support at all. But it's because she's shown so much of herself. So I think when we are being like true to who we are, that's how we gain those people that don't even know us, who like seem like they rocking really hard for us.
Absolutely, I definitely agree.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just to call you Taylor 87. She said that or they support you when it benefits them. See, and I don't like.
Yeah.
And it's like, to me, I call those, where I come from, I'm from Jersey, we call them flakes. Flaky, you flaky.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
flaky friend.
I don't like people that's, that cold and hot. To me, it's either black and white. I don't believe in gray. What the hell is gray?
Mm-hmm.
Gray meaning that you could be either way. It all depends on the time of the day, the season, and the
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, I don't want that. So, and then I definitely don't want nobody coming around me. So, but you guys being in the podcast, right? Have you guys, anybody close to you or near, far, or dear, basically supporting you just a bit for it to benefit them?
I have. Like supported just a little bit, and but I found out that they had never listened to an episode. Like I had to so they had, for like 3 episodes, I was like, oh, listen to Enchantress, podcast or whatever. It's really good. And so I had a conversation with the person because in the very beginning stages, I wanted to know what people liked about the show, like what stood out for you, what resonated for you. And they admitted I'm going to get around to it. So I said, well, when my anniversary come, I'm going to have a conversation, because I had this big celebration on the rooftop at this place in Atlanta. And that person still, this was a year later, still, I'm going to get around to it. I haven't actually listened to an episode yet. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Don't hold your breath, and if you was on fire, they wouldn't even spit.
Right. It was weird, but it was only, I felt like the support was because I supported that person so heavily for years, like always sharing this person's stuff, letting people know you should reach out to this person for this and everything. So it was probably like, I might as well do this for her real quick or whatever, so I can check that off of my list.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is, I'm trying to see. I don't think I really had anybody really benefit or try to benefit. And if I do have someone, I can't think of the person right now. And y'all know me. If I do, I would already say it. And listen, they know not to approach me later. But my thing is, I think also because of my clarity and me going through the healing journey that I'm going through, I could really seek the devil in disguise. And I remember a couple of shows ago on my show and also on someone else's live. And this is the guy on the shoot, because I'm connected with my meditation coach and my life coach. And she's more, feel things and stuff like that. My thing is, I don't believe that I could feel it, but not as much as she can. But just being around her, I got that third eye. But my thing is, I could just look at somebody's face and know I don't want to work with them. And then it's like, and I feel like even in our community, is a lot of people will want to end up working with you and say that they listen to your stuff, say that they support you, but they don't, or they didn't. So it's like, and my thing is, I understand there's only 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week. And people are very busy. But my thing is, you have to be able, you really support. Don't say it because it sounds nice coming out your face. And then if you be like, so what show did you listen to? And in that show, what did you take from? from it, or what did you take from it? But where did you resonate in the show? Like,
Mm-hmm. They're like, I'm gonna have to go listen again.
yeah, no. Don't listen, don't keep at all. But and again, like I said earlier, I hate to really sit here and to point out our community, but we are bad. We're bad at this. Hopefully, we're better over the years. I don't know when, but hopefully soon. Around community, what do you guys really feel so much about where lack at in coming together and supporting us or one another?
Sorry, repeat the question.
So when it comes to the Black and brown community, where you guys see, where you guys feel or see or think that it actually lack at when it comes to us supporting one another?
Can I go first?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's a lack mindset. Honestly, like I hate to always say stuff about slavery, but I do think it's rooted in slavery, like wanting to be ahead, not wanting to get in trouble or wanting to be noticed more, and feeling like someone can take something from you. And when you have a lack mindset opposed to a abundance mindset, you think something is going to run out. But if you had an abundant mindset, you would know it's plenty to go around. It's plenty for everyone. I can win and you can win. We can have the same thing. Look, we're all podcast hosts and we can coexist and all win and be successful on the same platform. So a lot of times it's the competition of thinking someone can take something away from you. And what's for you is for you. Like, you really have to believe that and know that truly. So I think that's where we lack. Like, we will see someone and think like them winning is taken away from us, and it's not.
Yeah, absolutely.
I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. If you're saying, like, things are entrenched historically in slavery, just even thinking about the idea that, a person that I know has the same amount as me, we've always been taught that that's not good enough. You can't be on the same level as somebody. You always have to one-up them or be a little bit better. We need to start having honest conversations with ourselves within our community, about the ways in which we feel like we're being held back, but also about the ways in which we can support one another. I think it's exactly like you said, there's enough for everybody. When I look at, because being from Jamaica, when I look at when you go to market, for example, right? Down the road, sorry, and no disrespect to anybody, but we call them like Chinese people who are Chinese descent. Okay, so you have the China market, right? And that's the supermarket and it has everything. Whereas when you go to town and you just go to market, you have like 100 stalls, all selling different fruits and vegetables. But people don't think to themselves, collectively, if we came together and pooled our money and pooled our resources, we would have a grocery store of our own that our people could come to and spend money in. But they don't think that. They think to themselves, well, I've seen that she made $100. I'm going to try to make 200 more than her because she can't have more than me, because she's not more than me. We need to stop thinking that way. You know what I mean? Like that old saying, like crabs in a barrel. We need to break the fucking barrel. Break the barrel.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And really have conversations about how to support one another, but like you said, without feeling like something is being taken away from you. Maybe that moment is just not your moment, but it doesn't mean you can't support someone else's joy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is so true. And that is absolutely freaking true, because it just kills me, because it's like, I believe in the old saying, and I feel like it's so many of us that's left on the planet that has that old fashioned upbringing with grandmas was really true grandmas. I don't know about the grandmas nowadays. The grandmas nowadays with the kids. But I just feel like we had that old fashioned real grandma seasoning in us, where it's like, where it's saying, where it comes together, where in unity we, you know, if together we stand, divided we fall. And I really do believe in that. And I really believe the fact is that if we don't support each other, no one will. And I feel like the other people showed us that they won't, especially, it's like, why would they give a fuck? They sit there and say, why would they care? And they don't even give a fuck about themselves. Like,
right.
You know, and it's sad. So it's like we have to come together, create our own, you know, like Tyler Perry's and, you know, Oprah Winfrey's and we need more of those. We need more studios and more actors and actresses. So we gotta fight for roles that we going to sit there and we jittery, about to have panic attacks, not sure we gonna get the role or not. And when it's so many actresses should have won Oscars, Emmys, and you know, all the good stuff. Like and took you to get it. But like I said, it just really just so disappointing where it just like it breaks my heart. It really does. And it's like I feel like like Jada said, the entanglement of it all.
Yeah.
Of it all needs to be you know, like this in court for real. But have you guys ever experienced where the fact that family members, because I know we probably had it from outsiders that probably say they did but they didn't, but family members, because actually if I'm talking right now, I did have a family member I feel like want to benefit off the situation. It is I'm not gonna say what type of family member it is, but it's a family member really only want to come on because the fact is that the show went so far without that person that now this person has something they want to promote. And I had people was telling me, well, let this person come on. And I was like, at the end of the day, I protect my energy. So if I protect my energy, my space as a human, I'm going to do the same thing for my baby as my podcast, you know, because I'm the one putting in the time, the work, the effort, the energy, and everything else. And it's like, this ain't a game for me. It's not a hobby for me. This is something that I'm making my shirt say, an empire. This is about to be an empire for me. So like my thing is, I just cannot take that when it comes to family members. So did you guys ever have family members who said that they listened to your stuff but didn't listen to it?
This said they didn't listen to it and didn't listen to it?
Yeah, said that they listened. But like, yeah, grab it.
Oh,
girl, I subscribe to you, all that stuff. Because you know, you can see people who subscribe.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know they didn't listen to it, but for some reason they want to say that they listening to it. Like, that's crazy. Why lie?
No, I haven't had that, but I've had friends give me some really crazy excuses on why they haven't listened yet. And the craziest excuse is I release my shows on Wednesdays, typically every Wednesday, is because they were at work when I released my show. So I get that that's a repeated excuse. It's not just one person that says that. So I'm like, yeah, it's just like music, you know, you just go and listen to it.
I was like, does it disappear after like 24 hours? Like,
so, but yeah, I'll get, girl, you know, I'll be at work. Every time you release, I'll be at work. Yeah, it's still there. It'll be there.
Right.
So you think when I go off, it all just disappears?
That's what I'm saying. Like, does it just disappear? Like after you post it? Like, what happens?
I don't know. But
my sister who's in the comments, I gotta give a shout out to my cousin, Chris.
Okay.
Because one day, listen, I could be talking about bullshit. Like just jumping on other people's lives if I'm bored or just want to you know what I'm saying, just, you know, jump in a conversation. They would jump on and be like, let me see what Q's doing. Because if they see them, it just like, if they don't like it, they just tune out. But I know if I see them come in the building, my thing is all you got to do is walk in the door. And if you don't like it, all I know, I see you walk in the door, you try to support or you want it to be.
The numbers matter.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Long as you get your ticket stamped and I know you was there, that's all.
That's it.
That's it. That's exactly it.
But
Yep.
I gotta give them too a shout out because my younger sister and my younger cousin, they definitely be holding me down. And I have another cousin also that's in the building too. They just come through, and I definitely have to appreciate that. But you know what I had to learn also, which is hard, even though it's easy to say. You feel like your family, you want your family to be the first people to support you. You think they will be the first, your cheerleader, the rah-rah that's holding you back. I mean, holding you down, lifting up your back just in case you fall. Because this shit it's time consuming and it's draining. And it could get stressful. And sometimes you question yourself. You may want to continue. You don't want to continue. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have your good days and your bad days. And you be needing your rock. And you feel like your family is your number one rock. And when it comes to that, it just hurt my heart. I had to learn, and I had to get thicker skin. And I had to Ralph Flowers all day. He had to tell me, and I had to have his voice in my head, and he was like, "Fuck that. Who you doing it for? You doing the message. You're doing it for you at the end of the day, but you're doing it for someone that needs to hear what you're saying.
Absolutely.
You're not doing it for family." And it's like his spirit came, was like, "Listen, you know who they are. So what the hell you like? Why you hurt? What you hurt for?" So, and I think that, but it does hurt because at the end of the day, we're human. You know what I'm saying? We're just same way. And I feel like you, AJ, and I know both of y'all probably I feel like you guys are like me. You'll support your family till the fucking wheels fall off. But
absolutely.
Like, knowing the fact that you gonna do it and you did it and you do it, you be like, "This fill up my cup. Can you give it back to me? Can you pour into me?"
Right.
I be thinking like them. I know that I do it, no matter if I probably like this person or not. But I'm still doing it because family first.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't they, reciprocate the same support? But it's just crazy. But I had to learn early in my career, my podcast career, that girl, get over it, and it is what it is. And just like the family members who said it, because I wasn't going to do this. I was not. They was rooting for me to do this because they were saying to me that as somebody, there's women and men out there, or just somebody out there that needs a friend or a sister like you that really needs to be transparent and actually hear what you need to say or what you're saying, and actually not want to hear, but what they need to hear. So that's what, and I appreciate them for that. But my thing is, it just really hurt my heart.
Yeah.
Eventually.
I think it's an emotional roller coaster. Like, it's like, you shouldn't take it personally, but being a human, you take it personally. And I say this all the time. A lot of times when you won't do something, like, you'll do something for a person, it's hard for you to understand why they wouldn't do it for you. Because you're thinking about it.
It's a good lesson to learn, though. Sorry to interrupt you. It's a good lesson to learn. And the reason that I say that is that we have to be accountable to ourselves and not have the expectation that people are going to do for us what we would do for them. And we all fall into that trap because you say to yourself, like, but I would do that for you. Why would you?
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, we can't expect ourselves out of other people. I always say, like, in terms of really wanting the family support, I think because I'm older and I've had more time to kind of get over certain things. Now I look to the support of people who I know support me, whether they are family or friends, people that I'm acquainted with. I look to the support of people who I know genuinely support me and they don't want anything in return.
Love those who love you.
Right.
Love that.
Because my thing is, because they gaining something already because they doing it from their heart. It's genuine. Looking for okay, I wash your back, you wash mine, or the hand exchange. The like I want someone the same way I'm going to do it because I'm doing it because I just want to do it. That's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Not because you looking for, because especially don't let it be the ones be like, well, I did this for you, or I went to your event, and you can come to mine. So you only came to mine, so I can come to yours. I might not even.
Right.
So if I don't be
right.
you going
Yeah, I don't like that.
And you are not no listen.
Or if you give me something and remind me that you've given it to me, trust and
yeah.
believe I will give it back to you.
Yes.
And or if I ask you for something, and it's especially like if it's something that's important and you say that you're going to do it and then you just don't, and you don't mention anything about it, trust and believe I will not ask you a second time, especially if you know that it's something that is so important to me.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
It's a wrap.
I'll either figure it out myself or, ask someone else. Because the thing is, well, no one is going to love what we do more than we do. But it's good to have people who have a vested interest in what you love.
Exactly.
They don't have to understand it. They don't have, the thing is for me, like I have friends who be like, you know what, guy, I'm not listening to your podcast. Like I know you're funny. I know what you talk about. I will share your shit all the live long day, but I'm not listening to your podcast because I talk to you all the time. I'm okay with that. If I know you're going to repost every flyer, you're going to pop in every live, you're going to comment and share and all that kind of stuff, I can deal with that type of support because I know there's a lot of other people who listen to the podcast. So, but no, I'm not asking you a bunch of times to support me because then I feel like I'm begging, and then I don't feel like you value what I do. So,
and like even like one of my cousins just said earlier in the comments, like just a nice like or support and share, it won't hurt. Right? It's free. $3.99.
Never hurt nobody.
It never hurt nobody.
It's $3.99.
Oh.
Let's say $0 in minimum effort. Like really, click the heart. That's it. That's all you got to do. Double tap.
That's all. That's simple point, and that's blank. And it just so crazy because even the fact is that where I like the comment that Queen said, but I am also learning to stop celebrating those who don't celebrate me as well. Listen,
that's a lesson.
It's so hard with a lot of people, especially a lot of people around, because the same way as it's so hard to let that girl or guy go that you know that's bad, it's not hard to end up letting people go who don't celebrate you until they keep fucking you, and it's like, okay, girl, okay, dude, you not seeing it, you're not feeling this, you're not feeling the pain, you don't. Why you gonna keep celebrating? And see, me, I don't tolerate that. I know. I'm sorry. I have standards, I have boundaries, and I have rules. I don't care who you are. You can be my mama, my sister, my brother, or my son. It applies for everybody. Nobody don't have it or exempt at all. Yeah. So, but what do you guys could give any advice on a person, because she's saying she's trying to work on that part, and I hate when people say try, because if you really want to do it, you can do it, and it's just training. Just train yourself every day to do something that you really want to do, that you know that's not benefiting for you in a healthy way. When you're giving the energy, love, and support to somebody and they not celebrating you, but you're going to the graduation, the prom, the toast off, you're going to every event, whatever they got, you know what I'm saying? So you could be able to do it. Just it's a train. It's like training wheels. You got to learn how to ride a bike. You know what I'm saying? Eventually you'll take it off. So I feel like if you just do that, but what advice can you be able to give people that basically is working on to release those people who do not celebrate them?
I think it's called, I'm sure you've heard this before, the disease to please. Just releasing that mindset of, because if you're having an issue with holding on to people who don't celebrate you, that means that you're struggling with being a people pleaser. And because you're not getting any energy back, it's going to end up draining you. So before you do anything, any act, I'm a huge fan of evaluating my circle on a biannual basis. I'm always looking like, is everyone pouring into me like I'm pouring into them? But before I do anything, I want to make sure, does this person pour into me? Like, am I getting what I need from this person? Do I need to have a conversation with this person? And observe how that person responds to you when you're talking about what you feel and you're not getting what you need and all of that stuff. If they don't respond in the right way, like they think that you're overreacting or being too sensitive or something like that, where they're not willing to make any changes, I'm the huge queen of cutting and blocking. Cut, snip, snip, block.
Let them go.
I'm the queen of block and delete.
Yes.
Yeah. Family members and friends.
I think also too, be selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Be selfish with you. Be selfish with your brand. And it's okay to put yourself first. It doesn't mean that you're malicious. It doesn't make it that you have ill intent towards anybody, but it's okay to put yourself first. It's okay to say no to things that you've always said yes to. It's okay to not go. It's okay to say, you know what? Let me reevaluate, like you're saying, the level of support. Do you support me as much as I support you? Or do you at least even make a grand effort to support me, even in moments where maybe you can't come? Versus, I'm always coming to your stuff. I'm always going to you. I'm always support. Let those ties go. You know what I mean? If the person loves you, either they'll pick up their bootstraps and do what they're supposed to do, or sometimes it's okay to just let people go. Every relationship you have in your life is not meant to be there for the duration of your life. Relationships are seasonal and relationships are purposeful. You have people who will be your friend for your entire life, and then somebody that you may be friends with for a couple of years, and then you have to let go because your values no longer align or whatever it may be. Don't have guilt about that. It's okay to be selfish. It's okay to do what is in your best interest without it being mean or malicious or hurtful to anybody else.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
Listen, I agree 1,000%. We can talk about support till we blue in the face. You're gonna do it or you're not gonna do it. Either you're genuine and true and real about it, or you aren't. Because at the end of the day, all things that aren't real, aren't true, isn't genuine, it reveals itself. The devil wears a mask only for a short period of time. That's another topic for another episode. So, ladies, I definitely appreciate you coming through. Like, listen, I feel like this was amazing, and I do appreciate you guys. Actually, I hate to cut it short, but you know, your girl is working, you know, doing her thing. But definitely tell the people what you have coming up. Tell the people where they can find you, and please, you guys, go follow these amazing, beautiful goddesses. So go ahead, Jesus, I can quote a blade.
Enchantress.
Enchantress.
Thank you. First off, Queen, thank you.
Don't blame my heart, blame my head.
It's okay. Thank you so much for having me. Like I said, you guys can follow me at Enchanted Soul Radio. You can also follow my personal page at Enchantress the Goddess. It's going to be a touch, like if you're following me for all love and light, because everyone knows I'm spiritual, it's not going to be that. It's going to be some foolishness as well mixed in with that. So you have to accept all layers of me, but I release my episodes every Wednesday. And yeah, I have a new episode out, Trigger Warning, that just released this morning. So I hope you guys enjoy that.
Yes. AJ?
I'm AJ Badass Jones. You can follow my podcast page, the Pum Pum Chronicles Pod, on Instagram and on Twitter. My personal page is badass_Jones_. There are links in my bio to my YouTube channel, merch, so on and so forth. Podcast comes out every Saturday. I think I said Friday before. I'm a little bit delinquent sometimes, but it's actually Saturday. I'm just saying. And they don't disappear. The episodes are always there. They don't disappear. I'm just saying.
They stay there.
But yeah, there's a new episode that drops. I'm sorry, I had to. Every Saturday. And yeah, if you want to get in contact with me, there's also links in my bio to get in contact with me too.
Absolutely. So you guys go and follow these amazing goddesses. Enchanted for AJ. Listen, I listen to their episode. I listen to their stuff. One thing about me, I love listening to people's stuff when they don't know I love listen. I listen to their stuff. I feel like it's more. I don't think they need to. But trust and believe. When I read the motherfucking comment, they'll see me. Ow. But of course, you can find your girl on all social media platforms every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Instagram Live. If not, we definitely be over there on that YouTube streets at Pillow Talk with the Tea. Please go subscribe, like, and share, and go see some latest episodes of the season. If you definitely missed any episodes this past episodes from the season, not only that, go and as AJ said, it's not going to disappear. It's not it's not going to go get feet and run. It is going to take to erase it, and knowing the fact the hard work I put, we're not erasing it because we put too much work in it. So, but
that's a tombstone. It's staying forever.
Exactly. So definitely go subscribe and follow and like all of our podcasts, and we are all major platforms. And again, I'll see you guys Thursday here live on Pillow Talk with the Tea podcast with amazing, incredible guests that I only gonna let you know they drop that motherfucking fire. I appreciate you again. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. You guys have an amazing night. I love you guys. Peace.
Bye.